Good afternoon, folks. Robert Chappell here, executive editor at Madison365 with your daily update for what's today, Wednesday, March 9th. Still 2 years into this pandemic. It's still hard to tell what day it is sometimes. It is the 2-year anniversary coming up on Sunday. We can talk about that. A few things we want to mention today. We'll do. Let's do news first, and then we'll get into COVID data, which continues to be pretty decent news. But first, I got to tell you some good news for us, and if you'll indulge a little bit of self promotion, we have been named a finalist for 6 Milwaukee Press Club awards. This is our first try, I think, with the Milwaukee Press Club, the longest and oldest. The oldest continually running press club in North America, Milwaukee Press Club. We've been named finalists in these 6 categories, and we're really proud of that because this is the press club that all the big legacy organizations belong to, and they've made a very I don't know if it's how deliberate or intentional it is, but they have embraced our digital native folks, or online first publications, and there's a whole category. There's a whole section of categories for online news outlets. So we're very fortunate to be in that. And I'll also mention there are 9 nonprofit organizations who also were finalists, and 71 of the 193 finalists in those categories were from nonprofit outlets. So this is my pitch. Continue to support your local nonprofit news. Now, there are 3 finalists in each category, and each category will get a gold, silver, and a bronze. So in one sense, you could say we've already won. The worst we can do is 6 bronzes, which that would be hilarious if that happens. But again, we're very proud of this, and we've got the links to all the stories that got those finalists honors on the website at Madison365.org right now. And again, we do this work with the support of the community, and we need the support of the community to continue it. So if you want to support that award-winning journalism, go to Madison365.org/thefam and join up today. Also today, we have a preview on International Festival, which is Overture Center's annual celebration of international culture, all of which is based here in Dane County. So you have 31 different cultures and countries, including indigenous people, by the way, not all, from everywhere else in the world, but who will perform, dance, song, music, all sorts of performances. But all the people who are performing live here in Dane County. So we have a lot of diversity here in Dane County that we're going to celebrate on March 19th. Again, this is they went virtual last year, and they're going to keep a virtual element this year. So if you can't make it on that Saturday, you'll still be able to watch some of the performances afterwards. Also, some school groups will be able to do that can't come down on Saturday. Again, that is March 19th. They will require proof of vaccination or negative test, and they're going to, at least now, what they're saying is that they're going to continue to keep masks on. And also, they've taken 2 of their venues offline just because, if you know Overture Center at all, Promenade Hall and Wisconsin Studio are kind of right in the middle of the building, and that was like the choke point of traffic where people got really tight together. So they've taken those 2 offline so that everything's kind of more spread out, and you can just have more room to wander. They also have crafts and booths from various cultures and food as well. So that's, again, March 19th, and the preview there's at Madison365.org, which includes the links with all the information in it. In sports news, Johnny Davis of the Wisconsin Badgers has been named Big Ten Player of the Year. It's also a near unanimous pick for Big Ten first team, all Big Ten, all conference first team. And, by the way, Greg Gard has also been named Big Ten Coach of the Year. Davis did go out with an injury against Nebraska, which is arguably one of the reasons EW lost that last game and had to settle for a share of the Big Ten title instead of winning it outright. But it's an ankle injury, and he is fine, and he will be back for the Big Ten tournament this weekend. All right, that's the news for today. We'll take a short break. A word from one of our sponsors, UW Madison Arts, UW Madison Division of the Arts. And we'll be right back after this with all the COVID data, which, again, pretty good news. So stick around. So back to the COVID data real quick. Again, this will be quick because the news is very good. There's not a lot to talk about, except in a good way. Some of these numbers that we're seeing today are basically leveling off. They've been falling since early January. Like our peak on all these numbers is right around January 9th or 10th. That is to say, the positive test rate was peaking around the 9th or 10th. The actual number of cases peaked right around the 18th, 19th of January. But it's been falling since then, and it's been falling very rapidly. And now it's falling less rapidly, right? So the graph went way up and then way down, and it's now kind of like leveling off, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not bad news necessarily, unless it starts to go back up. Then we'll talk again. But the new cases today, 408. That puts our 7-day average at 475, which is oh no, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. 475 new cases today puts the 7-day average at 408. I had those numbers flipped. I'm sorry about that. And that was 485 yesterday. This is 408 today. That is coming down rapidly, but it's just leveling off slightly. The other number that's leveling off is the positive test rate, which we're trying to get that down to 3.0%. Right, that's kind of the magic number where you want to. If you got it below 3%, you're doing okay. It is now at 3.2% for the second consecutive day. It was 3.2% yesterday. It was 3.3% on Monday. So again, that one has been really leveled off, which is okay because it's leveled off at a relatively low number. The death average has been level for about a week. New deaths reported per day is now at 9, which is where it's been for the last week, which is, it's not fine for the 13 people whose deaths were confirmed today. It's not fine for those 13 families. We want to be sensitive to that. But to see that number be relatively low, 9 deaths per day, is relatively low on a statewide basis. Those are just the ones that are confirmed. Now these people passed away a month ago, up to a month ago. So, but that number remains pretty good. Now the other number that remains good is we just got an update on the disease level by county again, and this number is not the best number to rely on because it solely refers to the number of cases per 100,000 residents, right? So there's not a lot of nuance there, right? Which there are other factors involved, but we are now at one county. We were, not too long ago, we were at 72 counties critically high, right? Right now we have one county that's very high. That doesn't tell us what counties these are, unfortunately. But 68 counties are high and 3 counties are medium. We haven't seen a medium disease activity level since last summer. Now we have 3 counties that are in that medium category, which is great. That's really great. Hospitalizations also have leveled off today. 345 is the current hospital admissions for COVID-19. That's the same as it was yesterday. That's 142 lower than it was a week ago. So that's down, about 5% or so in the past week, which is good. Is that right? No, more than that. More like 10%. The 62 people currently ICU, that's actually 4 more than yesterday. But again, we've had a few days, like even during this downtrend, we've had a few days where hospitalizations go up slightly for a day and then come back down. It could be real. It could just be a timing of the count, I would expect that to continue to fall tomorrow. That's 32 lower than yesterday. That's like a 30% decrease in the past week in the ICU population, which also continues to be really good news. So that's the COVID situation. Again, continues to be really good news all around. Leveling off slightly. The downward trend is a little bit slower, which is to be expected, right? Once you get down towards zero, it's gonna slow down in terms of the way it's falling. But the news overall is very good. We'll continue to watch that as we get into the spring here. We've been without masks now in Wisconsin and Dane County for a week, and we haven't seen a big spike, so that's good news. We'll continue. We haven't seen much of we haven't seen any uptick at all, really. We will see. We'll continue to watch that. But until then, you have a wonderful evening, and we'll be back tomorrow with more news for you from Madison365.org. Watch the website for the latest, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a good evening. We will talk to you soon.
This is 365 Media.